Alright, so we're going to do like a quick little 9-minute segment here called Free Agency. Now, in the past, we have done
very in-depth
free agency. I think we did 8 parts one time.
Yeah.
One for each division, so it was crazy, but nothing's happening. Not a lot is happening in free agency. Only a couple big moves in the past couple weeks, so let's get into a little...
Yeah, this is going to be like a listing.
For, like, not the casual fan, if you want to just look at what your team's doing that you didn't really see, just like a quick recap. It's not going to be that long. It's probably going to be like 9 minutes, so let's just get right into it. So, the Jets probably made the most moves in free agency, with just small moves. They signed their D lineman for depth, Jarvis Jenkins, to a 1-year, $2 million contract. They signed nose tackle Steve McLeodon to replace Damon Harrison. He'll be his replacement. Left tackle DeBrickashaw Ferguson retired. That was probably the biggest news out of the NFL. Played very durable. Played 10,000 snaps. Only missed 1 snap.
On a trick play.
Got a trick play. It was crazy. He basically didn't miss a snap. So it was just crazy how durable he was. Probably a Hall of Famer, and maybe, but that's debatable later.
Question of the week.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, so 12 hours later, they traded a 5th round pick for left tackle Ryan Clady and a 7th round pick. So right away, boom, replacement for DeBrickashaw Ferguson. Probably better right now because Ferguson,
assuming he stays
very
exactly, because Ferguson wasn't the best left tackle, hasn't been the best left tackle the past couple years. Found a replacement, maybe even better. They signed a depth linebacker and Bruce Carter, who has been was a bust for the Buccaneers. So let's see if he can revive his career with the Jets. Patriots didn't really do much after making a couple splashes. They signed a special teams specialist, Nate Ebner. For your Patriots fans, they're probably excited about that because I've heard that he's very good, like him and Matt Slater. Signed O-lineman Jermon Bushrod to a 1-year deal for the Dolphins. That was for the Dolphins. I'm pretty sure he was on the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
In a big signing, like a big money basically, they signed a safety, Issa Abdul Qudus. I hope I said that right. Hope I said that right. To a 3-year, $12.75 million, so that's $4.25 a year. Pretty big contract this later free agency. I'm pretty sure he was a safety for the Lions.
Especially for someone, that not a lot of people have heard of.
Exactly.
$4 million a year.
I personally haven't even heard of him. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was basically it for the AFC East. The AFC North didn't do anything. To the AFC West, the Chiefs actually made a good depth signing. Wide receiver Rod Streeter, very good number 3 wide receiver for the Oakland Raiders. They re-signed the Chiefs' nose tackle Jay Howard to a 2-year, $12 million contract. Not many people know him. He's a very important part of that defense. Run stuffing type nose tackle, a very integral part of that defensive line.
And again, $6 million a year for a guy. A lot of people haven't heard of this guy.
Exactly. So a lot of big money going.
I feel like there's a lot of those players starting to emerge. A lot of no-name players.
I actually heard of him last year. He's a very important player.
Yeah, last year, but I'm just saying a lot of guys that are guys that are watching this, not guys.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll see that more on in free agency because of the big money. The Broncos traded, like we said, Ryan Clady. They have Russell Okung to back them up, so we're good there. So they're good there. That's it with the AFC West. The AFC South. The Titans made a couple of big moves. They re-signed nose tackle Al Wood to a 3-year, $10 million contract. He's also a big run stuffer for the Titans. And, of course, the big news, if you didn't see it in Questions of the Week, we go more in depth about it. But here's just the stuff about the trade. The Titans traded the 2016 first overall pick, the 2016 4th round pick, a 2016 6th round pick, for 2016, so that's 3 picks, 2016 5th overall pick from the Rams, 2016 43rd overall pick, 2016 45th overall pick, 2016 76th overall pick, 2017 first round pick, and a 2017 3rd round pick. So that's 6 picks.
2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, which is a lot of value.
It's a crazy deal, blockbuster deal coming out of those 2 teams.
Yeah.
So that's it for the AFC. Again, if you want to see that, we go more in depth about it in Questions of the Week. NFC East, we have the Cowboys. They re-signed Morris Claiborne. They didn't really do much before that. Approved me deal, 1-year, $3 million contract. He hasn't been that good for them. Hopefully he can revive his career. The Cowboys' big contract signing signed D lineman Cedric Thornton out of the Eagles to a 4-year, $18 million contract. Big money. And I don't know what it is, but the Eagles have a lot of good DNs that are signing big money. Fletcher Cox,
Yeah.
Trent Cole, Cedric Thornton. There's a lot of good
What's that guy's
D
name?
linemen.
Vinny Curry?
Exactly.
Even?
Yeah.
D linemen coming out of the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Before you keep going, we accidentally, because we didn't have it written down, but the Giants signed Bobby Rainey to I think maybe a 1-year deal, and Kelvin Shepard, linebacker from the Dolphins. I think they also signed him. That's why I was looking at my phone to try to remember if I still had the pictures of the moves that they made, which I didn't, but I believe those were the two. There might have been one more that I feel like that I can't remember.
yeah,
But-
so good depth signings by the Giants to get Bobby Rainey. They now have 5 running backs that could probably get 5 carries a game. The Eagles signed a depth cornerback in Ron Brooks. I'm pretty sure he's from the Texans before this. 3 years, $6 million contract to the NFC North. The Bears and the Jets probably made the most moves in terms of like quantity of them. They re-signed the Bears wide receiver Mark Mariani, good depth signing. They re-signed D lineman Mitch Unreen, another depth signing. Big money for the linebacker Jarrell Freeman, 3-year, $12 million contract. He was from the Colts and.
that
he
could
was
be
definitely
huge for
good.
them. That
And-
little tandem they're going to have with him and Danny Trevathan could be
yeah.
huge for their defense.
It's also good because they lost Shea McClellan, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I want to
so-
say Jarrell Freeman, another guy that I don't think a lot of guys have heard of before
Yeah,
this
but
year.
he was huge.
He
for
was
the Colts
huge
last
for
year.
the Colts, and I don't think it should go,
Unnoticed.
what's that?
Unnoticed.
Unnoticed, exactly. That I think him and Danny Trevathan, who they also signed, were 2 of the best inside linebackers in the league last year, and I think that'll really bolster their portrait.
And you could keep saying that thought because they re-signed cornerback Tracy Porter to a 3-year, $16.5 million contract. And then they signed a guy people probably don't know, O-lineman Bobby Massey from the Cardinals to a 3-year, $18 million contract, $6 million a year. So again, big money. The
Especially
NFL has
for an
been big
offensive
money.
lineman.
Yeah.
I found it interesting why Tracy Porter got so much money, number one. And, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think he did that well last year to get that much money. And I don't
No.
know much about this Bobby Massey guy. But what I found weird is if they're going to spend this much money on these players, why didn't they get like a better player early on for like a similar price
You don't want
tag?
exactly.
They
They,
did get
they probably
Trevathan.
didn't get. They probably didn't get.
They got Danny,
anybody.
but like I'm saying, like for corners and
What
offensive line.
these teams do is they have a one guy priority. We're gonna get this guy for agency. Then they go somewhere else, and then they panic, and they're like, okay, now we gotta really re-sign this guy. So they just throw money at him. So that just happens a lot in the NFL.
Can I just say something? I just looked up Tracy Porter's stats for the first time since we wrote this down. He actually only had 1 pick last year. He only played in 14 games, but he had 1 pick and 12 passes deflected.
Oh wow,
So
that's good.
I don't know.
And again, the Bears don't really have that good of corners outside of Kyle Fuller. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So that's basically it out of the Bears. The Packers finally made a move. Wow. Can't believe that. Re-signed linebacker Nick Perry to a 1-year, $5 million contract. He's been good for them. The Lions, they lost Issa Abdul-Qudus to the Dolphins. They signed, as a replacement for him, Raphael Bush to a 1-year, $2.4 million contract.
A lot cheaper than
Exactly.
what's his name?
Issa Abdul-Qudus.
Yeah,
I'm probably saying it wrong, so I shouldn't say it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They re-signed linebacker Tahir Whitehead. He's been amazing for them. I'm pretty sure he's their leading tackler, right? Or is that Stephen Tulloch?
No, that was Stephen Tulloch
Okay.
who they released, which I'm amazed has not been picked up. I know he's old, but he was averaging like 100 tackles for like
Yeah.
the past 3 years, so I'm very surprised. Even like the Giants, a team that needs a linebacker, could get him for dirt cheap at this point.
Yeah, so they had to get someone. Tahir Whitehead, I think, is going to be still great for them. I'm pretty sure he's still young. The Vikings didn't make many moves. Jared Allen did retire, but before he did, he went back to his hometown team. Well, not really hometown team, but the team that he's known for, the Vikings. He signed a 1-day deal with them to retire. We see a lot of that happening, like I'd read and everything, so nice for Jared Allen. NFC South, not the final division, the NFC West. I don't know what I'm talking about. Falcons. They re-signed D lineman Adrian Claiborne to a 2-year, $9 million contract. Good depth signing for them. The Bucks signed J.R. Sweezy, a guard from the Seahawks. And again, you could see a lot of guys coming away from the Seahawks offensive line. just to name a few: Breeden Giacomini, Russell Okung, J.R. Sweezy, James Carpenter last year. I'm pretty sure one guy.
They had did you say Russell Okung?
Yeah.
Max,
Oh.
And then Max Unger from the trade.
Yeah.
That's an entire offensive line right
But
there.
hey, they're still getting it done. So
They
I mean,
need to bolster that offensive line to make sure that
honestly,
Russell Wilson doesn't get hurt.
Thomas Rawls did fine. Russell Wilson did fine.
Russell Wilson got sacked a lot.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
I understand like his stats and everything, but they do need to bolster that offensive line. They got to protect those two guys. Stats attended the NFC South. The NFC West finally, the Rams made that big trade for the first overall pick. Probably going to get a quarterback with that pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, we talked about in question of the week. 49ers re-signed their kicker, Phil Dawson. He's like 40. To a 1 year, $3.1 million contract.
Adam Vinatieri
lot of old
joined
kickers.
his club.
So then,
Still getting paid a lot of money though. 1 year, $3 million.
exactly. So finally, the Seahawks, they final signing, they re-signed quarterback Jeremy Lane to a 4-year contract. Not a lot of people know him. He's a very good, very integral part of that cornerback.
For them. When there was a point in time when the Seahawks secondary was struggling, and they didn't really struggle necessarily. They struggled for the Seahawks, Seahawks struggling. And when Jeremy Langford came back, he was massive for them. Oh, just Jeremy Langford. Jeremy Lane came back. He was massive for them. So, I think it was a huge thing to re-sign him because a lot of people don't know, but he is huge for their secondary.
Yeah, he's very huge. People probably know him from getting the pick in the Super Bowl, which he broke his arm. All right, so that's basically it for the free agency. Thanks for sticking with us if you just want to see the depth signings and everything. Now we're going to go on to winners and losers.